Don't blame me, I didn't even go outside the house. This is what happens when your friends ring you. Lamb, £7.19. Half a leg of lamb for £7.19. Should have been 14.46. Oh my God, honestly, I couldn't resist. And then I said, oh, and don't forget the other reductions. The dairy stuff is round by where the lemon meringue and cheesecakes are. Potato gratin, that'd go nice with the lamb, that would, wouldn't it? £1.09, £1.69 for the Chinese style curries. I love a Chinese curry. Again, handy if I'm working late. And of course, could I resist the 2 chocolate eclairs? No. So that hasn't come out of the shopping budget. Just transferred the money to my friend. It has come out of sinking funds. I've still got the £10, something odd, whatever it is, on my Sainsbury's voucher. God, I'm so happy with that lamb. Perfect with Easter coming. Hi my lovelies, so I'm just back from ALDI. I didn't really want to do any shopping this week, but you'll see, you'll have seen that I got some reduced items yesterday, although I wasn't actually out shopping. My friend messaged me or FaceTimed me. Anyway, getting on to today. So 2 reasons. I wanted to grab some cheap veg. However, I wouldn't have probably done that today, except for the fact my milk had gone. It was in date, but it tasted weird in my coffee. It was fine in a cup of tea, but weird in coffee. And then that just turns my stomach over, and it smelled a bit funny, and that's me done with milk. So, yeah, not happy about that. So I did want to go out and get some more milk as well. You won't normally see me buy pizza or French fries per se. I normally make homemade chips. However, I have got my 2 eldest grandchildren coming today, and they will have lunch and dinner with me. Now, my original plan was to use the pizza bases that I'd got reduced on a yellow sticker in Sainsbury's, I don't know, the other week. Must be, not last week, the week before. But then I thought I needed everything for the topping. So I put that all in my trolley in ALDI. And then I thought, okay, so the price of the cheese, the price of the pepperoni, it's actually cheaper to buy a pizza. And that's what I did. So yeah, that's their dinner, pizza and the French fry, which always reminds me of Sex and the City, which I was obsessed with back in the day, when Carrie turns up at Big's house with, I don't know if it's a McDonald's, but a takeaway, and a little French beret on, and says, Le French fry. I can't do the accent as well as her, but I'm no actress, as you know. So this is what I picked up. So we got the milk, we got the French fries, we got the pizza. The tomato puree was going to be for making pizzas, but I am really low on it anyway, and I thought, oh, it's probably cheaper in ALDI, so I picked that up. It might not be, could be completely wrong there. Carrots, spring onions, and 2 heads of broccoli. And let's just go through what this cost. So the broccoli was, it looks like 16p, not 15. But you know, oh no, of course, because it's 2, 8p each. 8p each. Carrots 8p, tomato puree 59, spring onions 15, Le French fry 135. Pizza 145, and the milk 1.99. So we have spent £5.77 on this shop. So yeah, super happy with that. The only thing I've really got to think about now that, I mean, ALDI has been reopened for a month and I've been down there a few times, as you will have seen. The problem with that is the shopping budget. Do we need to readdress that situation? Because I got so used in January, February and March buying the £100 Sainsbury's gift card via Top Cashback to get £2 cashback on each £100 gift card. But everything I'm then spending in Aldi on top is A, going over budget, and B, coming out of sinking funds that I need for other things. So I need to really think about that. Do I up the shopping budget and maybe allow £20 in an Aldi sinking fund for things that I pick up in there? Possibly, because some things are cheaper in there and I will purchase them from Aldi. So yeah, really got to think about that. But that's today's shopping. Need to get this away because the grandkids will be here soon. And I almost feel guilty now because I think I used to buy the pizza making kits when they were, you know, quite young. The eldest one was 10 last week. But when they were much younger and I was still at my other house, we used to buy pizza making kits and they would make their own pizzas for tea. And now I almost feel as if I've taken the joy out of that situation when it comes to dinner today. So yeah, you don't only get mum guilt, you get nan guilt as well. Oh well, never mind. What they don't know won't hurt them, will it, at the end of the day? So, pizza and le French fry for their dinner. Started eating, completely forgot. Leftover gammon. And the granddaughters got pizza and chips. So this is the last shop of this shopping cycle. And I had £10.58. Let me have a look. Yeah, £10.58 remaining on my Sainsbury's gift card. And we've spent £11.82. So I had to pay £1.24. And this is what I picked up. So my list is quite extensive, or big, should I say, because there are a lot of things that are needed in the store cupboard, but this is literally just to get me through until payday. So 2 bags of cheap veg, not 2 bags of cheap veg, 2 bags of cheap potatoes, 2 of parsnip and 1 of carrot. So I got a carrot yesterday in Aldi. We've got a toilet roll, which is needed for the upstairs bathroom. They didn't have Stamford Street, so I had to get the super soft double rolls on the Sainsbury's own brand rather than the more value brand. So these are £2.80, so it's £1.05p more. However, I have to say, having bought the Stamford Street ones last time, these are more luxurious. The others are perfectly adequate, but these are nicer, so you are getting what you pay for in that respect. So I needed another loaf of bread, I needed another pack of bagels, I got another milk to see me through, I needed bleach in the downstairs toilet, baked beans. They didn't have Stamford Street, but it did say these were Aldi price matched, and the Philadelphia, which is still on a nectar price. So let's have a little look how much things were. Can't do this through the phone, can I? Can I? Right, bleach 69, toilet rolls 280, Hovis 139. I think that's also an Aldi price match. Plain bagels 79, milk 225. We know it's more expensive in Sainsbury's. 26p more than Aldi on the organic. Parsnips 75, potatoes 135. Where does the money come off? Oh, further down. God, that's so confusing. Kitchen foil 150. I needed foil. I've bought cheap foils so many times, and you know when you just can't get it off of the roll, it all starts ripping. It's an absolute nightmare. So I'm sorry, I have to buy Sainsbury's own brand on that. White potatoes, yes, I think their veg is 15p, isn't it? So, and oh, it says baked beans reduced 40p. Oh, so that was less than I thought. What was that foil? Oh, I think I threw it away. I was going to show you the foil that I had in here, which was a cheap one that I bought somewhere. Oh, the state of it. Just couldn't even get it off the roll. So, yeah, basically, there you have it. So that's the last shop. Now to decide, am I going to have my kids round for dinner tomorrow, Good Friday, because I'm working Easter. So I could feed them tomorrow with the reduced leg of lamb. Don't know if anybody's available. And you know what, as awful as it sounds, I don't feel like I've got it in me to cook for all the people I used to cook for. I should really, bless them. I'll see how the day pans out, whether I send that invitation through or not, and I'll let you know. Hi my lovelies, and welcome back to the kitchen. I am really sorry that after grabbing some cheap vegetables on Thursday at both ALDI and Sainsbury's, which you would have seen in this video previous to this, I've not really made anything from those cheap veg other than have them on my dinner yesterday. I didn't get bundles and bundles, and I have to say, I've got some bits, as you would have seen, from Aldi and some bits from Sainsbury's later in the day. The Sainsbury's potatoes, if anybody bought them, let me know what you thought, because honestly, they are terrible. I rarely buy whites, but obviously the price that they were going at, I was more than happy to do so. But the white potatoes from Sainsbury's, we've already got eyes on them, and they're soft. Yeah, they're horrible. But anyway, broccoli is something for me that's really easy to eat and a good way to get veg on my plate when you're just cooking for yourself, because you can just literally cut off a couple of florets and boil them in a small saucepan. So yeah, really, I'm sure the broccoli would keep in the fridge, but it's Easter Monday. I've been working all day, and for some reason, when the idea of broccoli and Stilton soup came into my mind, I've been craving it all day, so that's made me determined to make it. So what we've got here, we've got some spray oil for the pan. I have got 1 onion. I've just taken some small potatoes out of a bag. I might get one more, I'm not sure. Or that'd probably be fine. We've got the broccoli head, stock cube, pepper for seasoning, some butter, the Stilton, and I've got out the bread. I've not even used this yet, I just started to open it. I'm gonna use some of that bread for croutons, so that might be quite nice. We shall see. So the Stilton I've had since I think it was the first Aldi shop when they reopened. I bought some brie and some Stilton, I believe. Still got quite a fair bit of it left, so I thought it'd be a great way to use that up as well. And the good thing with this soup is the Stilton will go in at the very end. So if you wanted to make it and freeze it, you can do that, no problem, because you would just freeze it before adding the Stilton, and then you could add that at any point when you're actually heating it up to eat it at the time. So yeah, it could be frozen before that final point. So rather than make you watch me chop my veg up, I am going to get that all done now, and then I will come back to you. Also, just to say, obviously, the broccoli was 8p in Aldi. I bought 2 of them, but this is still quite a cheap thing to make, even if you've paid full price for your broccoli at about, what, 70, 80 pence, possibly. So yes, it's still quite cheap and very filling. I don't usually have soup in place of a main meal. I would normally have it for lunch, but I am having it for my dinner stroke supper today. So we've got all of our veg chopped up now. So we've got our onion, We've got the potatoes, which I've tried to cube, and our broccoli. And don't forget, when you're cooking with broccoli, please don't let the stalk go to waste, because you can use that in cooking. It sometimes, not sometimes, it will take longer to cook than the florets, so that will be going in a little bit earlier than the florets go in. Just always, all you need to do is to make sure that you cut that dirty end off, and that's it. So the stalk has all been chopped up there as well. And at this stage, just to say other things that you could add to this if you've got them. I haven't, so they won't be going in. But you could also pop in a stick of celery, and you could pop in some leek as well if you've got a leek. Or maybe you've got some leftover leeks from a dinner that you could also pop in so that they don't go to waste. I've just popped the onion into the pan. It's not really finely chopped, but it's probably chopped smaller than I would chop it if I was making a curry or bolognese. We haven't got a lot of oil in there, so I just used, my daughter bought me that ages ago and it's lasted me for an awful long time. I wouldn't normally buy M&S before you come for me. I might buy the M&S chicken legs though at $1.50. They look like a good deal, and I see a lot of people recommending those. But if we get to M&S one day, we might grab some of those. But yeah, so we've just got spray oil in the bottom of the pan. I will be adding a knob of butter a little bit later on once the potatoes go in. But yeah, you want to soften that down. And keep stirring it if you're not using a lot of oil like myself, because if the onions do start to catch, you can always throw in a tablespoon or equivalent of water in there as well. But we're going to get those softened down next. So that's been softening for about 5 minutes, and it is starting to go a little bit brown in places. I am now about to pop in the potato, I've cubed up, and then we are going to also add a knob of butter. I don't think I can get that out very well while I'm holding my phone. Let's try and get another bowl. Maybe a little bit more. Let's make it a little bit richer. Okay, that will do. Stir that around. We want that to melt. And then at this stage, because I'm using stalk, I'm going to put the stalk in. Oh, I've just seen a dirty bit on that one. Let's just cut that edge off there. Okay, so I'm going to put the stalk in now because this needs to cook for longer than the florets. Oh, I'm excited to have this. I haven't made this for some time, because usually broccoli is always on a dinner. Put a bit more, a little tiny bit more butter in there. So give that a good stir. Make sure that's all melted down. And then I'm going to turn the heat right down because I just want this to sweat now. So we're on a medium heat, number 5 at the moment. And I'm going to go down to 3, and we're going to put the lid on the pan on the old Gino de Campo rubbish, which the handle all went funny and stuff fell off it. But anyway, so we're going to leave that for 5 minutes now, guys. So I'm going to put a timer on my phone, and I will be back to you shortly. I'm also going to make the stock now. So I've got a vegetable stock cube, but I mean, you wouldn't use a beef stock cube, but if you only have chicken in the house, then use it. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to make my croutons slightly differently to normal, Tried to get a knife through that, but I can't. I'm going to fry my bread and croutons rather than do them in the oven, purely because I've got nothing else to go in the oven, and it seems quite wasteful to spend 10 minutes heating it up for croutons, because in this house, and I'm sure it's the same for you, one thing that really does see that smart meter going up is the oven. And as I can't cut that because I've only just got it out the freezer, by putting that in a frying pan, butter side down, it's going to put some fat in there as well. And yeah, that's the plan. That's how I'm going to do the croutons. And although I've got 3 slices of bread there, I don't intend to eat that much bread with my soup. What I will be doing, however, is actually keeping some for the freezer, because there'll be enough soup here for, you know, 3 to 4 portions. So that's the plan. We're going to freeze some croutons today as well. So that's 1 slice of the Jason's sourdough ciabatta, 4 croutons. Veg sweating down nicely. So now it's time to add the broccoli florets, the stock, and get another slice of bread in the frying pan. So we've just added the broccoli florets. We've got slice 2 of the bread, and we are just going to add in a litre of vegetable stock to the pan. Give that a good stir. And then the lid's going to go back on, and I'm going to then cook that on a medium heat. So back up to number 5 for that, for about 20 minutes. And then I'm going to check that everything is soft, because we need to make sure that the stalk of the broccoli is nice and soft before we think about getting out that handheld blender, which quite frankly is the only kitchen implement I own, apart from an air fryer, which I hate and don't use. But there you go. No mixer, no bread maker, no juicer, no ninjas, whatevers. All we possess is a handheld blender for making soup. So handheld blender at the ready. I'm not going to do this on camera because I definitely need both hands. But if you have got one of these or you haven't used one before, make sure it's touching the bottom of the pan before you switch it on. Otherwise you'll have an explosion all around the room. So guys, I will come back to you once I've blitzed that up and our soup is ready to serve, and add the croutons and the Stilton, which I will stir through at the end. So yeah, I'll be back shortly. So the soup is all blended up, so it is at that point where you would cool that and freeze it before adding any Stilton into it. I've taken 2.5 ladles full and popped those into my bowl with a generous helping of a black pepper. And now to try and hold the phone without getting my fingers on it. And then we are going to, oh, should have got a spoon out. I'm going to put on some Stilton. And then you can stir that through. Right, just bear with me whilst I grab a spoon. Oh, would you believe it? The spoon I want is not in the drawer. We have our spoon. So I'm just going to stir that Stilton through. Oh, I actually cannot wait to eat this. And then pop some of our croutons in, just to make it even more filling. And as you can see, I've got plenty there to freeze. And now for the taste test. absolutely yummy. Might put a little bit more Stilton in that, but that is fabulous. If you like broccoli, you will love this. And I know we are coming out of soup season, but we haven't really, I mean, it looks like it's going to rain out there now, so I think we're okay with soup for a little while yet. So yeah, that's it from me. Hope that has been helpful. If you're a broccoli lover or you've still got some cheap veg left over. But as I say, it's still a fairly cheap and nutritious meal, even if you've got to pay full price for your broccoli. That's not a bad shout. And I did already have Stilton in the house. I normally have Stilton and brie. 4 cheese and crackers, which I sometimes have for lunch on days off. So there you have it from me, guys. So thank you for watching. Let me know if you've ever made broccoli soup or broccoli and Stilton soup before. If you like it, if you're going to try it, then yeah, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. So thank you as ever for watching, and take care, guys, and have a great week. And I will be back with you, if not before, it will definitely be on Sunday morning. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.